So the question is, if you come to Kenya to do surrogacy, can you remove the name of the surrogate mom from the birth certificate? Is it possible? And the answer to that is yes and no. It depends. I know we hate it when lawyers answer that way, but it does depend. And here is why. We have the Birth and Death Act, and Section 10 talks about provision for the birth certificate. And it's the name of the person who gives birth that goes on the birth certificate. And in most cases, the question the surrogate, the question the commissioning couple will be asking is, how can I get the name of the surrogate mom out of the birth certificate and put the name of my spouse? How do I do that? So the reason I say it depends is because if your spouse is a female, you can do adoption and that will work. But if your spouse is a man, meaning you're a same-sex couple, it definitely will not work. So unfortunately, we don't have surrogate specific laws which address that issue, particularly on parentage, and state that at the outset you can put the name of the intended mother on the birth certificate. So what happens is, the surrogate mother gives birth, her name has to go on the birth certificate, and then only through adoption can you have that changed. Now, there was a case in which a couple, I think they were a Kenyan couple, but they had British nationality. They came into the country, and somehow, although they did it in a legit way, they found that they had to put, they found that they ended up with the name of the intending parent on the birth certificate. But when they tried to get passports for the kids to go to the UK, somehow the Home Office in the UK knew that, there was that it could not have been possible for this lady to have been the one who gave birth. And so they insisted that except through a parental order or adoption proceedings, then this can't happen. So they had to come to court and petition, and the court eventually allowed them. The court actually made an order for the birth certificate to be amended and them to go through fast-tracked adoption proceedings, and that way the birth certificate was changed. So if you're coming to Kenya to do surrogacy, you must realize that the only way to have that name removed and the intended mother's name put is through adoption proceedings. And if you know you're a same-sex couple, then unfortunately you just have to accept that the birth certificate you have will always have the name of the surrogate mom.